dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good morning. I'm Taylor Upchurch. Today is Saturday, January 12th. The WYMT weather team has issued a severe weather alert day, and meteorologist Kelly McShane joins me in the studio with the latest on the winter weather. Kelly, how does it look out there today?
Well, right now it's kind of a little bit of everything. We see some streets are a little snow covered. Some streets aren't doing too bad this morning, but over in McKee, we see that they start out okay and then it gets a little bit blurry. That's because that snow starts to fall. Those roads get covered with that white snow, and then it starts to melt a little bit because we are a little bit wet out on the roads right now. So it's kind of a little bit of a slushy mess out there this morning. Pinpoint Doppler, you can see we had that transition to snow just a couple of hours ago. Now most of the snow is moving out of here, but we still do see a little bit of lingering snow showers to our north, but still south of Interstate 64. But otherwise, a lot of us are in a break right now, so that is a little bit of good news this morning. But we do see to our south a little bit more of a rain/snow mix is on the way for the mountains. And those temperatures, this is what's really important here, because anywhere from 32 degrees and below, that's when you're going to start seeing that snowfall. But we see a lot of places in those upper 30s. Harlan and Bell County, you are in those upper 30s right now. So if you do see any rain or snow move into the area, it will fall as rain this morning. So we are looking at just a little bit of a wintry mix, and a few slick spots definitely possible this morning. Then heading into this afternoon, it's just going to be a very soggy afternoon. I'll have more details on that in just a little bit, Taylor.
Thank you, Kelly. Last weekend we broke out the short sleeve shirts, and this weekend it looks like we're going to break out the winter boots. Meteorologist Paige Noel talked to highway officials in Magoffin County to see how they are preparing for this weekend system.
From 60-degree weather to freezing temperatures, the Magoffin County Highway Department is fully prepared all winter long.
We have our trucks ready. I mean, we're always ready for snow, especially, like this one. Even though it's going to turn into rain, we just kind of play that by ear.
And even though the rain makes this forecast difficult for meteorologists, it might help out the highway departments.
Rain, hopefully, will help us out a little bit about getting it off. So
Howard also says that sometimes the smaller accumulating snowfall means more work.
Some of these smaller snows, these little snow squalls that come in and out and change over and what have you, it's hard to stay out all the time out there.
But Howard and his team treat all snow events the same.
Seems like the less accumulation, we use just about as much salt on less accumulation as we do a big event.
And despite the freezing temperatures, locals are dreaming of last weekend's weather.
It was 60 degrees last week. It's freezing weather this week. It's the crazy Kentucky weather.
It's just Kentucky. That's how it is. It's just Kentucky.
Hoping spring arrives quickly. In Magoffin County, Paige Noel, WYMT Mountain News.
Highway officials also say having more traffic on the roads makes it difficult to treat them, so they are encouraging everyone to stay home. And we want to remind you again that you can always find the latest weather conditions on the WYMT weather app. See live radar and the latest forecasts, zoom into your neighborhood, and learn more about warnings and advisories in your area. You can find it at the Apple and Google Play stores. And yesterday, 111 holds a special meaning for those at the Pikeville Police Department. It is Officer Scotty Hamilton Day. Outside the police department, a group gathered. A moment of silence was held in honor of the officer who was killed in the line of duty in March of last year. He was a 12-year veteran of the Pikeville Police Department. He was also a husband and father. Those who knew him say Officer Hamilton was kind, caring, and hardworking.
Scotty could do his job and do it well and made no enemies in doing so. Nobody was mad at Scotty. Nobody never had a bad word to say about him. Even people he took to jail.
111 was Officer Hamilton's badge number, making the date his day. Pikeville city officials declared every year 111 will be a day honoring Officer Hamilton. And over time, we have learned more about Officer Scotty Hamilton. He was a 12-year veteran of the Pikeville Police Department. He graduated from Shelby Valley High School, where he also played baseball and football. Scotty married the love of his life, Chelsea, in February of 2013. They had one child, a little girl, Brinley Elizabeth. And the street that runs beside the Pikeville Police Department now bears his name. He has also received awards for his bravery since his untimely death in the line of duty. And cold temperatures brought more of a challenge for Avawam volunteer firefighters as they fought a house fire on Rockhouse Fork Road in Perry County yesterday morning. Officials tell us the fire could have started in one of the back bedrooms of the house, but the cause of the fire is still unknown. And though flames are one of the biggest threats, freezing water has proven to make things more difficult during the winter months. Firefighters need to remember they can rely on other sources for water. They must never shut off fire hoses to keep the pumps circulating at all times. But most importantly, they must remember to keep their men safe.
If they're out standing around the trucks, doing other things, being in the water, you want to get them close somewhere and dry them off and make sure they don't get frostbite or get hypothermia.
Everyone in the house got out safely. One child was sent to the Hazard Hospital with minor injuries. And in Whitley County, we have an update to the story we brought you Thursday about a string of suspicious house fires. The Corbin Fire Department says that they've had no reports of any fires as of Friday morning. This comes after 5 different house fires this week. Investigators think that most of them were set intentionally. None of the homes were occupied at the time of the fires, which raised suspicion. With no new reports of fires, the total count of the fires remains at 5. A Floyd County Sheriff's employee now faces drug charges. WYMT obtained an arrest citation for this man, Brandon Martin. According to the citation, state troopers pulled over Martin on Highway 80 in the Eastern Community. They say when Martin was asked for his license, he handed them a sheriff's office card. Troopers also say he admitted to smoking marijuana and taking pills before driving. Martin faces a laundry list of charges, including drug possession and driving under the influence. You can find more of this story on WYMT.com. Now to an update about the condition of a man shot during an alleged Pulaski County burglary. The Pulaski County Sheriff says William Auxier died. Auxier was accused in a burglary early Tuesday morning. The homeowner and Auxier had an altercation and Auxier was shot. He was flown to UK Medical Center and no charges have been filed at this time. The investigation is still ongoing. Kentucky State Police confirmed to WYMT that one person died in a Letcher County wreck on Thursday. It happened around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Highway 588 in the ICE community. Troopers say 64-year-old Brenda Skeens was trying to make a left turn when she collided with a vehicle in the opposite lane. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The other driver was not wearing a seat belt. He was taken to Pikeville Medical Center for treatment. We're learning more about how a teenager escaped 3 months after she was kidnapped. Investigators say Jamie Kloss came up to a person walking a dog to ask for help after escaping the place where she was being held. Her parents were shot to death in their home back in October. Police arrested Jake Patterson in the case. Law enforcement officials say after months of searching for Kloss, it was an emotional moment when they found out she was alive.
My legs started to shake, man. It was awesome. It was just the stress and relief.
Patterson is in jail on kidnapping and homicide charges. Investigators say the unemployed man did not have a criminal record in Wisconsin. And now to a follow-up on a story we told you about Thursday. It involved the arrest of an Eastern Kentucky man. A woman filed a complaint warrant against Justin Trout. The woman said she paid him $850 for a heating and cooling unit, but said Trout never bought it. Today, we learned Trout actually gave her the money back, and the woman plans to drop the charges during a January 28th hearing. And coming up on Mountain News this morning, a hotel in Switzerland took a hit from an avalanche, and so did some houses around the area. And later in sports, we've got some of the highlights from last night's high school basketball action.
Slick roads are certainly possible this morning. I'll have the latest details as Severe Weather Alert Day continues coming up next.